that'll be on November the 9th, we're going to make our Christmas cakes. Well, there's quite a bit of preparation goes in before you can start making the cakes. So here we have 4 tins. There's one for us, one for Kenneth, one for Margaret, and one for Anne. And you have to line your tins first with brown paper, because that stops it soaks up the extra oils, you know. And then line it with the with this
wax paper.
Wax paper. So then your tins are ready. So now we're going over here.
Wait a minute.
Well, in this dish we have 2 pounds of raisins, a half a pound of California raisin, a sultanas kind of, and 2 pounds of currants, and we have also a 15-ounce packet of these yellow raisins, California sun-made raisins. So then I've floured all them, because they all have to be floured, and I've covered it up so that this is ready for morning. And then in the dish here, I've put 1 pound of butter. Now into that, in the morning, I'll go 1.5 pounds of brown sugar.
Tilt it up, love.
This is your butter.
The dish here, yeah.
And then 1.5 pounds of brown sugar.
I
And
didn't
then,
get that.
pardon?
I didn't get that.
I don't know what brown sugar is.
Okay.
1.5 pounds of brown sugar, and we'll put that in the morning. So we'll leave this also covered up because we don't want to, you know, spoil it, but it has to be at room temperature to mix. Then in here, in this dish here, I've got 1.5 pounds of white flour, okay, and then I've got a half teaspoonful of baking powder, 4 ounces of, and I've got 2 teaspoonfuls of mixed spices, you know, mixed spice, and then half a teaspoonful of mace, and then in the morning I have to grate a half of a nutmeg into that. So then that'll all be ready to be mixed up in the morning. And then that's all your ingredients up to now anyway. The 1 pound of butter which I put in this dish, and then brown sugar will go in the morning, 1.5 pounds of brown sugar, and then gradually mix in, one at a time, 12 eggs. And then of course you start to beat and mix all that up. Oh, and you can also, if you want to, put a half a cup of molasses, which I usually do when we start mixing. I usually put the molasses in. And then after we've mixed all the flour and the butter and the sugar and everything and the eggs all together, okay, then we'll begin to put in to the mix the flour and the all the allspices, and then we'll kind of beat it up good and make it so it's a nice beat up constituency. But remember that the eggs you can only put in one at a time and then beat them in. And that way, I don't know the real reason, but it makes it better for the cake because you've got the eggs beaten well into that and just give it the air that it needs. And then this is a rich Christmas cake, I want you to know. And with that mixing, I get those 4 cakes. So that's not too bad. And then, okay, we've done the sugar and the eggs and all that good stuff. Then you blend in the flour and the spices. Oh, and then after you start putting in your fruit when you've got all your mixture done. You start putting in the fruit a handful at a time, and then a packet of chopped sliced almonds. If you want more than one, you can. If you like walnuts, you can put a few walnuts in. But I don't put walnuts in because because many of them are allergic to walnuts. And then after that, it's all blended together, and then it really takes a lot of stirring in because it's heavy, you see, by then. So we can have a stir and make a wish for making the Christmas cake. And then we've got the tins lined over there and everything. So fill the tins, and what I do, I put about half in each tin and then add on again as we go around, so they're all even mixture. And then we bake the cake in the oven at 350 degrees for about 2 hours, or until it's done. But it has to be a slow oven, and you have to be very careful. Don't open the oven door and don't bang against the door, as the cakes they'll flop. So I usually, the little one over there, it's only about a 5-inch square tin. The little one I'll take out. I will take that one out after 2 hours and feel it and see if, so, you know, you stick it like the other cakes in and make sure there's nothing on the needle. And then the big one, of course, does take longer. So that's how I do it after that. But I don't open the door till 2 hours. And I don't, not a 350 oven, a 300 oven, because we do it too fast, it'll not taste good. So that's all we do to make the cakes. So next week, when we do the icing, when I make the almond paste and that, well then we'll do that as I do it. And then that way you'll see what I'm doing. I'll begin.
Mary, come on, it's going now.
Okay. Last night I explained to you about the tins. We got them ready. So brown paper like this, for those that are not familiar with baking. And this is the wax paper. The brown paper goes in first. You line the tin with the brown paper first. Then put your wax paper in. Okay? So they're all ready. Now, what we're doing now, I'm going to mixing the sugar and the butter together. Just, you know, when
Just tilt this dish a bit, Chris.
You know how well it has to be mixed on a regular cake. Well, the same on here. And
just make sure you don't do this when you go, ah, shoot, the cold.
Can I use the beaters now?
Beaters.
Yeah. And so we're going to just whip it up with the beaters. I've got a spoon to get it up with.
Good more. Roll.
Switch it up. Okay. When we've got it all mixed nice and creamy, then we'll start to put in the eggs. See? 12 eggs. Rush it.
Can't rush.
No. You put one egg at a time.
One egg at a time.
For some reason, well, I told you last night.
You only got 2 hands.
They have to be well beaten in. Get out of the way, Peter. I'm going to do it.
Look out. Slow.
Slow. Sarah wants to do some beating.
Come and do some beating, Sarah.
Coming.
Don't trip up over my cable.
No, don't trip over that.
Mix in the air.
Look the egg over there. See, Denise, the whole egg goes in.
I'm helping making sure it all gets mixed in. There we go. Okay, keep watching, no problem.
Just stop the beat a minute. Come back that way. Okay. I was going to say, Sarah's here. She's one of our granddaughters, and I wish that Chelsea and Jessica could be here. Then they could have fun like they had on New Year's Eve. Do you remember when you were here and we went outside and banged off the pans? So here we are, still putting eggs in.
One at a time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can only do. You have to be patient. Only one at a time. Okay. So usually I've done that brown thing that turns down, well, this can't turn around the thing.
Oh, there we go. Mix it all up. Include it all. Inclusiveness.
This is how we used to make it at home when my mum was here. She used to be the one that did all this stuff. I just used to hand the things to her.
Huh?
You want to do anything?
Oh, look at this.
Last year we had Grace here. She was having labour, both having real fun.
There comes another.
My mum used to make up all the lights were down. Oh boy. You know my son's coming now.
Oh, yes.
Put all your loose ingredients in first. Before you start with the flour.
Just tilt the thing so that you can see what it looks like.
Real nice.
Down the bottom.
You trying to get it out today? See? What? Oh, yeah, Jenna. He said Alex, anyway. Put the parcel off. But how much is that?
$5.
Oh, $40. What did you say? 28 cents.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, that included the stamp from Canada and the Bottega. It cost me $100 altogether. So it wasn't bad. You know, we haven't done everything all at once.
Is everybody counting how
Now
many eggs
looking
is
much
in
more
there?
creamy. Much more creamy.
Whoa, sorry.
Any more?
No, that's the end of the egg. That's the end of the egg. Stop. Let me see it. Okay. Okay, that's all mixed in. Now we're going to put in the molasses.
Molasses. Genuine English molasses.
In this case, it's black treacle and some molasses. Because my mum used to use black treacle. That's okay.
Oh, wow.
It's just to darken the cake, actually, I think.
Just in case you have...
What? You're not going to take any of this home then, Kenneth, now.
You know what?
No, I don't think so.
What?
You're not going to be taking any of this home.
Oh, no. It's fine.
My dad, okay. This stuff, just a minute. This stuff my dad used to make, put sulphur in it, and in the springtime he used to take a teaspoonful every morning. He said it cleans your blood. Oh, who knows? Oh,
Clean the spoon. You got it all.
never mind. See, that nearly tastes the same as molasses.
It does. Sit up here and
No, yeah, my goodness. Oh, I might as well use this little bit. As wasted. That's all I'm going to get. And you have my knife. Oh, maybe a knife. Come out better with a spatula, do you think?
get a little spoon, Sarah.
I'll get one. That's okay.
Get a little bit more of this. And over there.
Right next to the fridge, topped off. I'll just rinse my hands on this. I had a cloth here anyway. So we're just here putting that in. We're going to mix that up. Then we're going to start with the flour. Remember that we put, I grated the nutmeg, but for next year I'm going to make sure I get some,
You scrape that out.
yeah, I'm going to get some ground nutmeg. And really making sure we get everything out of these black treacle tin. You haven't seen black treacle for a long time, have you? I bet you've never seen it.
Special ingredients.
Yeah. Well, this is to, it darkens the cake. Sometimes when my mother did, you know, in the bar when we were poor, I mean, in the, not in the
Put
bar.
soot in it. No.
No. When we were poor in the Depression, my mum used to put sugar in the oven and make it real brown.
Burnt sugar.
Yes, she put the burnt sugar in.
Okay.
But of course we don't have to do that these days, thank the Lord. Okay, I'm going to mix on that now.
See how it's changing colour now?
Huh?
See how it's changing colour?
Okay, I want to tell you that Christmas cake making in England is a real festive occasion. So, my mum always used to make them
Lift the dish up, Chris, see
about
inside.
what we're making 6 weeks ahead. I'm sifting it today. The flour goes all over. Okay, go ahead. Look, that is plenty.
Some more flour. How much flour do you put in there, Mary?
I told them yesterday,
Well, tell us again now, what are you doing?
£1.5 of flour.
£1.5 of flour goes in there.
Half a teaspoon salt. Baking powder. And the mixed spice.
And the spice.
These are real good now. So the mixed spices and everything, of course, are all together in here. And it'll all be real nice when we get it all.
Sarah, do you want to come in there? No, maybe you don't. I said, did you want to come and scrape this down? While
Did that finish, that record?
No, she turned it off because she thought it might be too loud. For...
Oh yeah.
Good land
Yeah.
of hope and glory was right.
Well, I wonder if it's right, anyway. While we're falling in. Anything on the steps? Oh, that's on the steps, that's right.
What? You need new wallpaper now. It's gone all over. Just
It's
easy.
got wallpaper. Just a minute, let me stir it in a bit before, and then it won't come.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, can you smell it? There's only half a nutmeg. No cinnamon in it. Nutmeg. Right,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
This will have lace on.
Wipe my brow. Nurse, wipe my brow.
You get a sweat on. Right. I'll stir it in again and then.
Stir in the flour. Oh, dump it in. Excuse me. So pardon to keep cleanliness around. Don't ever lick your fingers.
What are we going to dip it in the... Here's a towel here. Okay.
You're ready?
Mm-hmm.
For more mixing here. Here we go. Turn on the mixer gradually. Increase the speed incrementally with the flying bits.
You got
Let me
the,
turn
you
it.
got the cable in there.
No, that's okay. That's okay, just a second. Oh, I think I'm going to have to put a little bit of milk in this. Because it has to be pretty stiff.
It's getting stiffer.
I don't know, too stiff. I think I'll put another egg in.
Put another egg in. What's wrong with this? It's coming out. It's not working.
Maybe the things.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's getting too stiff. Let me twist this off. We'll get the other beaters then.
Little bit.
We'll get the other ones
What's
then.
this in my hand?
No, we'll have to finish it off with them.
Maybe the winder has come out, Chris. It has.
Yeah, well, I've turned it on. You can't put it in. What's come out?
On that
I'm gonna
stirrer.
put a drop of warm water in this.
It's not thick.
Put this in.
Not too bad.
It's not properly in that thing, Chris.
I'm going to take a good bit.
It's in as far as it will go.
Is it?
No, the mixture's got too thick, Kenneth. That's what's the
No, we
matter.
got no power.
I've got these other beaters here.
Maybe this.
Bread beaters.
No, you maybe pull the plug out on the end of the plug.
Off because you have to turn
You
it
stood on the cable kind of stuff.
Okay, Kenneth. Just,
Nothing.
you haven't got it turned on, have you?
Nope.
That cable at the end of your thing, it's in an extension on the floor. You maybe
No,
pulled
I
it
can see
out.
It's not that thin. It's the mixture, it's thick.
No,
now.
this machine's broke.
No, it isn't.
It is.
Really?
You want to get this all on film? I can explain
What's
it.
wrong with it? Oh my heck, do you know what? I
Pull
think
the
you're
plug
right,
out.
Kenneth.
you just eject these things, press them?
Well, they won't go. Oh, they have done. Oh, good. Okay.
Now try it now without them things in.
I'm going to put the, see these, if I'm mixing thicker materials.
Yeah, but I don't think it's working.
Well, we'll soon find out.
It's gone.
What about them?
Well, the fuse. There's no light on there. Is it plugged in the wall, sir?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yes, yes. It's gone.
You burnt it out.
Well, yeah, we asked for it.
Is there another one?
No,
You get them cheap.
I know. What's it? Oh, it's a little while.
There is.
Let's stop the program for a minute while we see.
We have, so it's no good stopping the program. We're just going
Do
to
it by hand, like you used to in the olden days.
finish it off by hand. There you go.
Oh, the fork's got stuck.
In that corner there, there's a long stemmed vibrator. It might work. Could you see?
What do you
When
mean?
it-
Oh, yeah, we have. Oh, would it?
no, in the corner
No,
there.
that won't turn it, Ken. That's just for water. There you go.
All right, now.
Let's just turn it. That's it. Have all of this. Because it's got thick now, you see.
I don't think it's that thick.
Oh, good, okay.
I mean, it's pretty pliable.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it supposed to be like this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let the mix out.
Well, we blew that. We blew the mixer today. Oh, that's okay.
Now we know what to get over Christmas.
Oh, no.
Well, when you have a pause, I'll look at that and see, because you have to mix that other stuff as well.
No, they shouldn't get that. This is the worst part.
Okay, test that. I think that's pretty pliable.
Oh, yeah. It
I mean, when you put the raisins in,
I know, well, that's what I say. You don't beat the raisins in. They have to go in. Oh, wait a minute, not count. Okay. So, that blew that. Do you think it has just blown a fuse off?
I don't know. It might
Go down and have a look, can it?
Check it out.
Well, you'll have to leave it plugged in until you've...
Oh, and check this out. See if this works or not.
Oh, God.
What? That works.
Oh, well, it's saying it's the thing that's plugged. Okay, well, at least we got all the mixing
that
done.
extension, if the plugs are not pressed in properly, it
All right.
No, I put the new ones in and they ain't not going either.
Let me see. Maybe there's no electricity getting in. We'll see. We'll see.
Not switched on.
Huh?
Is it switched on?
I don't know, is it?
Hey!
you're going to make sure them plugs are put.
Yeah, but only one of them.
Yeah, so there's something wrong.
Something wrong in here, see.
Yeah. Hang on, it's all working now. You don't need it anyway, just turn it off. Because we can't, okay, the raisins just go in. I'll put them in. I'll just wash my
Can
hands.
you mix them as we do?
Yeah, here's your raisins, look, see? All floured and,
You want to help or not?
oh, she can have a stir. Let's get going. She can come
Stir
along.
in
You see,
the
when you put these in,
I'm fine.
you stir and make a wish.
Make a wish.
She not having as much fun as she had last year.
No, I'm so bad.
Make a wish.
Make a wish when you're making the Christmas cake.
When you wish upon
You
a
can all have
drink.
a stir.
When you wish upon a cake, let's hope we don't break.
I've never had that, but it has been on for a while, you see, so probably when it's cooked, it'll be okay. See, I only ever use it for 2 minutes. And I guess we've been using it now for, well, over half an hour. So, okay,
Not only do we have raisins here, we have currants.
yeah, currants, and I told them, and golden raisins,
And golden
and
raisins.
sultanas, they're
Sultanas.
California.
Straight from Iraq. Oh, excuse me, sultanas, not sultan.
Yeah, you slobber.
But, and you see, if you don't flour it, well, I think, if you don't flour these,
They stick
they
together.
might go right down the bottom of the cake.
This way they...
They cling.
Want to see this? Let's look at this. This is a real mess.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Just looks like the mountains after a herd of deer went by.
This is the hardest part of this, because it takes so much mixing in. When you can't do it on the mixer at all.
Isn't it?
But Kenneth, I'm sweating.
Need a hard one. Do you mind if I use a hard one?
No, that's what you're
Doesn't
supposed
bend.
to. That's what you're supposed to use.
This
That's
one's bending.
that
wooden
was only
spoon.
to scrape it up. We'll use it to get the rest of it out when we finish putting.
Because I would pick the slipperiest one I got.
You want a wooden one?
Is there another one?
There's a wooden one there. Get a wooden one there,
That
sir.
is
That
just-
wooden flat one.
It's just a flat one. Yeah,
No, the first one you took.
the flat one, that's
Yeah,
it.
that one. That's all right. Wow, what a mess.
Well, it's okay, you can have a bath after.
Everything that
There we go.
Grandma tells you, there's a purpose in how she does and why she does these things.
Well, because it takes a really good hour or more just to mix everything.
Here we are mixing
And it
away.
takes you about an hour to get all your tins ready, so there's a lot of preparation.
Do we have orange peel?
No, I'm going to put a bit of orange juice in
Okay.
and a little bit of lemon juice. And we've just got all this in. I think it'll need it. Okay. Well, you can put orange peel and you put lemon in, and if you want to put those,
You can even put Kenjan peel in if you wish, but
if you want to put the candied peel in, you can. But I don't like it, so I never put it in.
So we don't have it.
But I'm just going
and
to.
if we don't have it, you don't need it.
Just going to put about a tablespoonful of this lemon juice.
Now here's the lemon juice going in.
Look out, citrus.
Oh,
Whoa, all over.
How many spoonfuls did you say there?
2 splashes.
Not much.
2 shots.
Just a little bit.
Well, we're just going to put a little bit of
And Denise wonders how I get my methods of measuring from.
Is this orange
that's
juice,
true.
Mary?
And here's
a little bit of orange juice.
a glob of orange juice.
Right. Oh,
I'd estimate at least 5 sprinkles.
it's about 2 tablespoonfuls. Thank you, Sarah.
Is that British tablespoons or American tablespoons?
Oh, it might be Canadian ones.
Like Canadian blocks?
Hey,
Canadian ones are different.
it's a boot 3.
And so the next thing, of course,
Nobody could be Irish. And if we're talking about Irish, we could say, here comes 3 dashes.
the Irish don't do these, I don't think.
And where's the rum?
Their mother did when we lived
Now,
in
what are
Ireland.
these,
Into the
Mary?
whiskey now. Put a
Listen.
little bit of whiskey in. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to put these in. I think I'll put both packets in because I like the nuts.
Tell them why you only do that because of
I told them last night
allergies.
because you can put any kind of nuts in, really. Walnuts, but the kids, a lot of the kids are allergic to
Oh, we've
walnuts.
got a lot of nuts around here.
So we thought the almonds are the better
Almonds are the better.
and they taste nice.
And they're sliced. Sliced vertically, not horizontally, but vertically. Vertically to keep the strength and the nourishment in the almonds.
Oh, Kenneth in that case.
And they're all getting mixed in. And you can tell when they're mixed in because there's no more nude almonds around. They're all covered. Slobbered in. Oops. Talking about slobbering.
Hey, don't
Are you
slobber
slobbering in the cake, Kenneth?
It's good and healthy English slobber though.
Oh, you daft.
When I was a boy,
A lot of things did
the
that.
guy that I used to go play with, his father used to do a lot of cooking and pastry making.
Oh, this is a mess.
And he cut his finger on the can and he still kept
Oh,
it.
what a bloody mess.
Oh, no!
All the blood went in.
It's blood pudding. Blood and spit pudding. Okay. All right, we'll stop there because Denise
Don't
wouldn't like
spit
it.
anymore, Kenneth.
I didn't spit at all, actually. I didn't even slobber.
He sneezed.
No, I didn't.
He didn't, I'm just kidding.
And I brushed my teeth anyway.
You clown. He's a
Got
real,
clean teeth.
a real
Scrape,
clown
scrape my tongue
in the
so that I have
family.
it clean. Took my vitamins. It's full of vitamins anyway.
Now Mary now is clearing all the tables so she'll have room to do the next
Oh, what a
procedure.
mess. Beautiful mess.
Go and have a stir to make a wish. Oh, all right. Go on.
No,
You
well,
can't have a stir.
I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression of me here.
Before you start the next procedure, I'm going to have to
Turn over the film.
try the camera on this stand because I can't keep it still. I'm trembling all the time.
Wait, we're off on start here. Okay, Kenneth.
Oh, here we go now.
Go, pour the sweat.
Oh, we got it nice and clean now.
We did. So now, we're going to put the material, the mixture, in the cake tin.
You mean that's it? There's no more mixing.
No,
The mixing is done.
finished
It's over.
There we go. Okay. You'll have to lift it over here.
Just a minute now. I'm going to clean the outside of the bowl. Because it keeps slipping. And we don't want it all over the floor.
You, you've
I
all
apologise for the photographing. Photography
Do you want
because
to have a stir then,
I
Ken?
can't keep the camera still.
Would you like me
Here
to
we
hold it?
come now.
Do you want to have a stir, Ken, before we...
Let's slide it over that way. Just a
Before you
little
start putting these in, shall we have a rest?
Do you want me
bit.
to...
Oh no, look, there it is.
No, let's
It's a
finish.
beautiful mess. We've got too much now. What?
Now then, explain what you're doing now then, lover.
She's
I'm just
testing
giving-
it. She's
I'm just
testing
giving
it.
the final,
She wants to have the last flip.
I want to make sure.
There she is. She's slopping it in now.
It's just as well Ken that Christopher's not here as well.
But don't slop it all over. Just
And explain to them that
Okay,
the
I'm just putting...
wax paper, don't get it behind the wax paper.
Oh, well, it won't get behind the wax paper because we've got it all
careful there.
nice and...
Grandpa, do you want me to take the camera?
Will you stop it?
Doesn't have a speed.
Well, this one's Anne's,
Anne's is the littlest one.
because there's only her likes it.
Oh,
that's
she's
why.
the only one that loves it.
Yeah, she's the only one that likes it.
Did you want this to slap with? All right. That's a beautiful little cake. Oh, we got the wax out. Get the wax in. There it is.
But you can pull the wax off, you see, that
Well, that paper and that wax is to stop the cake from burning. To
Where are you going with
protect.
this one now? There it is. I remember Dr. Connor, he used to come and say, how are we doing now?
Yeah, oh, you're a good old guy. This is Kenneth's.
Oh,
Yeah, this is Kenneth's.
there we go.
Oh.
It didn't drop on the floor. Just pick it up, I'll eat it.
I should get the dog. We've got too much Kenneth. No, we haven't filled the tins yet.
Do you want to fill some of these?
Yeah, put some in that one.
Whose is this big one?
Well, Margaret's. 'Cause
Oh, Margaret.
they all like it. So this is the...
There's a lot of those little tabs around.
Oh, Margaret and Mike's attachment like it. I love it.
We don't have any sixpences to put in.
Oh, no.
Oh no, but that's not in that. That's in
Mince pie.
figgy pudding.
Here we're going to have enough for it. Oh, no. That'll be enough for that.
There we go.
It's enough for another cake or whatever.
This reminds me when I was in Ireland.
Oh, well, they never made these.
My sister Weir got upset.
Did
Because
you
we-
explain how you put it in all of them and then even it out
I
in?
told them that, yeah. Then you can see how much you've got in each and you can even it out. some more now, Kenneth.
She got upset because Elder Racy wanted to put the flag up on, American flag up on the 4th of July.
Oh, wow.
I'm not putting no bloody American flag up.
I don't like that. Americans over there. Well,
Whose is this?
it is about.
I'm going to try and get in a bit closer so as you can see.
We're just finishing off now,
Oh, it's looking good.
and then I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
heck,
There's a little bit there to scrape off the bottom.
put this in this one again.
And this one?
Yes, yours.
There. There.
I hope
Well,
this,
it's one you really likes this cake, isn't it?
Oh, Eli will be home. He'll love it.
I hope this recording's going to
Eli, you know, remember Eli, he's been gone for a couple of years.
Yeah, Eli's going to be home.
He'll come home and he'll say, bonjour, comment ça va?
Poor kid. They don't know how to speak English.
He'll get
When
up
he
on,
gets home.
he'll get up on his homecoming talk and he'll say, mon frère, mon frère, oh, excuse me.
A lot of them do. The Friday, you know, if they've been, it's hard for them when they first come home. Lucas didn't have much fun though, did he? Really? Well, I suppose he was with a lot of English people at our house. Well, I hope there's a look in that one. Maybe should have put one. No, there we go. Okay.
Oh, I can't get past.
Okay, here's the mixed cakes, look. And the stuff put in them. Now what we're going to do is turn the oven on and get it shoot. I said last night, do 250 because it only needs a real slow oven, okay? Denise had 275. Maybe down in Panguitch, I don't know what your heat is down there with it being high altitude.
That's a good point.
So but I would still do it in a very slow oven, Margaret. She's a good cook. Oh, Margaret.
Did you hear about the two blondes who walked into a building?
You think
You
one
think
of
one of them would have seen it?
Now what's Grandma doing now?
I'm just putting the oven on.
She's getting the oven ready now to put the cakes in.
And I will try and put all the cakes in together. The little one, I'll put at the front, and then the two big ones go at the back.
Oh,
Because the small one has to come out before the others,
Right, yeah.
or otherwise it will be burnt.
I told Denise to use what I use a thin knitting needle. But everybody won't have a thin knitting needle.
Okay, show us it then. Mary, show us the thing that you stick in the cake.
Oh, okay. I just use a thin knitting needle, but you can use you can. Your mum's memory's gone. I hope you can go. A thin pig, toothpick or whatever. I have these plastic ones. So just put it in. You know very well if it comes out dry, clean, you know the cake's done. But for the younger ones that haven't done much baking, you see they won't really.
So then
know.
that is a test
Yeah.
to see whether the cake is really. Put it in, and if it comes out dry and clean,
It's
well,
finished.
the cake's ready for taking out.
Oh, my mum used to leave hers in the oven all night. But then it was a coal oven, you know.
The temperatures was different than what they are with these electrical.
I nearly thought I was going to have to.
Now is that it now for a while?
Well, we're going to wait for the oven. Then we're going to put them. I think it's ready now. I'm going to pass, do you want to pass the cakes over, Sarah?
Oh,
you okay there?
trod on something there, I don't know what it
It's
was.
your box. Table box.
So that's that excitement over for a day.
I don't have enough lead on my camera to go in front of the oven to where she's putting them in.
This is Margaret's. This one's Kenneth's. I think he'd like a bigger cake. Might give him the big cake this time. Because Christopher doesn't like Christmas cake. And this one is Anne's, because it's only Anne likes the cake. So, now then, look at setting the timer. I just look at my watch. My watch says 11:30, so I'll look at it about 1:45.
Well,
You know,
do you want to pause now?
Or too early.
Do you want to stop now then?
Yeah, I think you can stop now.
Well, I hope you don't get dizzy when you look at this film.
This is the end of
Because
the
my
cooking
nerves,
lesson.
I tremble all the time.
I'm going to put the record on now. Now we're going to take the next big cake out and see if it's cooked. They've been in practically 3 hours actually, but they're a bit thick. Ooh. Grind it.
Don't burn yourself.
Okay, this is the next cake, look, see?
Hold it, no, hold it down.
You see?
Right.
So I'm just going to see if it's done. If it's not, no, too bad. I have to go back in again.
This is how you test them.
Yeah, they're done. 1/2 cooked cakes. That's my pudding. Oh, well, that one's done. Just move it over here a minute.
There's the little one.
Anne just gets a little one because she's the only one that likes cake in their house. So she likes the marzipan like our Anne and like Mike and Margaret. Oh, these are so heavy. Okay. I'm sure these are done too.
Stood right in front of me, Lord. I can't get the cake when you're... That's it.
Yeah. That one's cooked too. That one's ours. But it lasts in about 3 months. And then this is Margaret's coming out now. Margaret and Mike's.
Let me just have a look at that one.
It's hot, love, hurry up.
Right, go on, put it down then.
That's Margaret and Michael's. And now next week we'll show you how to do the marzipan and the royal icing. I'm sure Margaret knows how to do it. And I bet our Anne does too, but the younger people, it's for them as well, okay? Ready? Good morning. Now, this is on the 16th of December, and no, it's on the 9th of December, and I've made 2 white cakes, and of course they were previously done. I'm going to crumble all the cakes together, okay, and then I'm going to put in 2 cups of white sugar, and then 2 cups of ground rice. If you've got a grinder, you'll have to grind the rice yourself, because I've never seen any over here. And then after that, we'll put in the eggs. I'll probably use 12 eggs, but you just put the egg, the yellow, into this cake, and the whites you save in a cup to do the icing with, the white icing. And then when I've got all that done, then I use the almond extract, because you can't get, well, you might be able to get almonds over here if you've got plenty of money, you know, but this turns out just as well as what the bought stuff would be. And if you want to have patience and ground some almonds, well, that's fine too. But this is the way I do it, okay? So now I'm just going to crumb all the cake and make it into small crumbs. Then I'll add the sugar and mix that in well. Then I'll add the ground rice and mix that in well. Then I'll start putting the eggs in one by one. But remember, only the yolk goes in the cake, in the mix, and the white is saved in another cup for when you do the white icing. And then the white icing, I'll show you how to do that when I get to it, but I'm not doing that. This is to be done now and then put in the fridge for a couple of days before I put the icing on the cakes. And then when I put the icing on the cakes, I'll show you then how to do the white icing. Okay? That'll do for now, thank you. Okay, I've crumbed the cake. I've put the ground rice in, 2 cups, and 2 cups of sugar. Okay? And now I'm just going to show you to do the eggs. I'm sure you know how, but still. Crack the egg and put the whites into another jug, see? A bit classy, but still, you have to do it. Then you see, then you put your egg yolk in. And I usually use about 12 eggs. So I'm not going to sit and, make you watch put 12 eggs in. But after all the eggs have gone in, then you mix it up. I'll get a spoon to mix it up with. And then you put your almond essence in. And you mix that in well, and then these in here you've got your egg whites, and that's what we're going to make the what you call the royal icing is white, and it doesn't go stiff and hard, and so that's what we're going to do that with. So for now, there's the cakes. I crumbed 2 cakes. I'm going to put in about 12 egg yolks, and then after that I'll put in, mix it up, and put in the almond extract. I think I put about 2 to 3 teaspoonfuls in, because this is quite, to do 4 cakes, you see, you probably wouldn't have to do all this. You'd have to divide it up into sections, I suppose. But in any case, you've got the general idea. And so when that's all mixed up, then what I do, I'll wrap it up and put it in the fridge, and it can stay in the fridge a couple of days before we do the next part, okay? So the cake, the sugar, the ground rice. You can grind your rice in your grinder, for flour. And then now we're putting the eggs in, and then the almond essence, and mix it all up. Then I'll put it in the fridge, and then we'll do the cakes maybe on Wednesday. We'll put the almond paste on the eggs, and I'll show you how we do the icing. I'll have to go and buy a mixer for them, because I don't have one. It's broke. Anyway, we've flattened it this time. So that's how, this is what they call the almond icing, to put almond paste to put on the cakes before you put the white icing on. Okay? There you go. Now I've got all the eggs put into the cake mix, and so I'm going to start to mix them up. And then this is your egg whites. See how many you've got? You need that for the icing. So that's all that done for now. And I'm just going to put in 2 teaspoonfuls of almond dressing, 1 almond extract, and I'll mix it up. If I need a bit more, if I need a bit more extract in, well then I can taste it, you know, when I've got it mixed. So that's basically that. And so now I'll just not show you anymore till I bring it out the fridge. Then you'll see what we've got to start and how to put it on the cake. Okay. Mind you, if you're rich and you wanted to use real almonds, well then you'd have to buy about £4, I would imagine, or more, and then you'd have to blanch them. So that means you put them in boiling water and leave them for a little while. And you'd have to skin them, unless you can get them already skinned. But that's a lot of hard work. So this was what we did in the wartime, and it's worked all these years. So I find out this is the simplest. Okay? Bye bye then. See you in a bit. I'm just mixing it all up. I do everything with my hands. I wash them about half a dozen times, you know, while I'm doing it. But still, I'd rather do it with my hands than don't think I could handle it with the gloves on. And so most of all this is done by hand. It's not as messy as what you think it'd be, because you don't really touch the yellow parts yourself, you know. Anyhow, see, it comes into, when I've finished it, okay, it comes into a, like this, hard, pliable, but you leave it in so as it gets thoroughly, well, you might say marinated, but everything works all through good. Then when you take it out, it's pliable, then it's ready to roll out to put on the cakes. Okay, now that is it for now, okay? Fine. Here we are, Saturday the 14th of December, and I'm just going to demonstrate on this one piece of cake because Margaret's coming and I wanted to take her cake with her, and she only wanted a small one. So in here now is the results of the other morning when I mixed all the cake up and the almond essence and the egg, the yolks of the eggs, and then I had it in the fridge, and it's just now nice and pliable, ready to start. And I said to you that just put a few drops of almond essence in, but I put a whole bottle in because, see, there was such a mixing, so it made it really nice and taste more like almond paste. So then I've just brushed the tops, the top of the cake here with egg, and then I'm going to just take some out and put it on the cake, put some ice and sugar on my rolling pin, and then roll it out and tuck it around so you can see what that part is like, okay? Just put some ice and sugar on my hand and it doesn't get sticky. Now, I've took a piece about this size, see, in a nice ball, and I'm putting it on the cake like that, and I'll just kind of spread it out with my hands first. And just spread it like this. And then I'm going to take the rolling pin. Doesn't matter if you've got a bit more icing on, that's okay. See, and then just roll it on so that it comes down to the edges at each side. Oh, it's a bit soft. We can always fix it with a bit of ice and sugar. And so now then I'm going to spread it down the sides so we get all the sides covered nicely. And then depends if you want it all down the sides. Some people just do the top of the cake, you know. But I like to do the whole cake. Put it all around the sides, and then it tastes nicer, I think, anyway. Because I like almond paste, so that's why. I know Margaret and Mike like. They all like almond paste anyway, so they take a little bit. And there's one thing about this, you know, if you make a mistake, you always fix it. Anyway, so there you are, look. There's the cake with the almond icing on the top, okay? Now I'm going to pick up this paper now, but I don't want it on there. I just use icing sugar, don't use flour or anything now at this stage in the game. I just pat it all into place, like that. There's a little bit here that's not got any on, so gotta fix that. I might put a bit of, I've made that a bit soft, I think. There you are. All the cake is there. It's all done. Now then, I'll leave that. I don't want to waste any because it's too expensive to make. And I washed my hands and did all the things you're supposed to do. It's okay to wipe my hands. Now then, the cake's ever so nice. I'm quite pleased with it really. Now then, in here I have the 12 egg whites. This is what they call the royal icing, where it's icing on a cake and it lasts for ages. So I've just got that in. I've got in here 3 pounds of icing sugar. And it looks like I'm going to have to put the rest of that in, and because it wants to be at a nice spreading constituency, you know, like what you would buy in a tin. It's all ready to go. But make this with that out of a tin. Oops. Because we haven't got Kenneth here making his funny remarks. But you see, that's too drippy, so I'm going to put some more icing sugar in. So that's 4 pounds. It's gone into already into this bowl, and it looks like I'm going to have to put some more in. Well, anyway, but that's to do all of the cakes. I kind of like you to see what the constituency has to be, so that it will be right. It has to be spreadable and stay in place. I think I've about got it there now. I'll keep a jug handy to looks like it's nearly ready. It's too hard to mix it all by hand, you know. That's still a little bit runny, so I'm going to have to put some more icing in. So if ever you make the icing yourself, just keep adding bits of icing sugar until you get it just to the right, because we don't want it to all run off the cake, you see. So that's 2 pounds in there and 12 egg whites. And there's another pound going in, so this should be about right. I keep this little jug, keep putting my hand utensils in, so that you've not got them all over the place, you know. And I'm going to cover that up. And that's a bit soft. So what I'll do, I'll just add a bit more icing sugar to it. But it's done that one okay anyway. So here, I'd like to show you this finished because it has to be just the right. Making a mess here today. I'm making a mess here today, I can tell you with this. The bowl's nearly not big enough. Because that was a lot of egg whites. But then I'm doing 4 cakes, you see, so you probably never need all that. You'd have to divide. If you're just going to make 1 cake, just divide everything into 4. But before we finish, I'll give you the written recipes to go with the tape, so you have them. It's getting thick now, you see. I hope I haven't got it, well, doesn't matter, I can always put a bit of egg white in it. I think that's about right now. So, I'm not sure you can see it barely drops off the fork. So that's about how it has to be. So I'm just going to have to move this over here. I'm just going to put some on this cake to show you what happens.
Can't see for the dish.
And I'll move the dish in a minute so you can see. You need enough to go all around the sides, the top and all around the sides. And it'll set quite good. And this cake, if you make it and you can't eat it all, wrap it up in saran wrap, put it in a freezer bag, not saran wrap, and then just put it in the freezer and keep it till you want some more. And just put this other bit on, and then I think I'll have enough to do the whole top. Just going too far away. Over here if I can. You see, has to be just so as it kind of drops off the. I'll put that there. I don't want to waste it. I'll move this over here. Okay. And then we're ready.
You might move that
I better.
mixer.
Oh, well, I just want to wipe this up, so well, I'll have to vacuum after anyway, it's made a mess. Well, normally you do it in the kitchen, you know, but it's much easier for me to do it this way than because I haven't got much room in the kitchen to put everything. Alright, so here we are. We're just going to run the knife under hot water a minute. there's an icing cake knife. We just got it the other day from the DI for 25 cents. So it's a proper icing knife. I have a little one, but decided we'd get this one. Well, there's your icing on your cake. Now you're going to just spread it so as it goes all over the top and down the sides. Now, because your mum's coming today, I'm just going to put it in the fridge, and she can put her own decorations on the top when she gets it home, because I don't want it to get spoiled. And I think she's going to have a carload full of stuff anyway, so. I'll just get a big spoon. I'm just going to lift the cake onto this plate because I'm going to put it in the fridge. I'll lift it now before I put any more stuff on. Oh well, there you go. That's the one. That's okay. Don't get stuff back on. Oh heck. I've been sloppy this morning, I can tell you. Anyway, you can see the idea of putting the icing on. It hasn't to be too soft, you see, because if it's too soft it can just run all over the place. I might even have to put a bit more icing sugar in that mixture. Won't be easy. Okay, now I'll finish all this size, then I'm just going to put it in the fridge. And then your grandpa, while Margaret, I let Margaret finishes herself at home. You just put some fancy, you have some dye, you know, whatever colour you want, pink or green or blue or yellow. And so you can just put the tints into your own icing mix. Hope this tape turns out okay.
You're faffing this morning, Mary.
Well, it's not that, it's just that should have really had a bigger plate to put this on. Anyway, that'll be fine. There you go. There you go. So now I'm just going to put that in the fridge, and then when Margaret comes it'll be set enough for her to take it home with her. I just put one or two little fancy bits on the top, but she can finish the fancy bits herself at home if she wants to. When you have to have the decorating set, you know, and then you can just put your little flowers round here, and you can write in there Merry Christmas or whatever you want to put on it. In England, this is a really big affair, the Christmas cake. It's the main thing, actually. And you have it on the table at tea time. But I guess over here we put it on at lunchtime. Or whatever. Well, there you are. It's got the almond paste on, got the icing sugar on, and I'm just going to put it in the fridge so it'll be set so we can kind of wrap it up when your mum comes, okay? Thanks. Next time, I'm not going to show you how to do all the cakes, it takes too long. But the next week, about Wednesday or Thursday next week, we're going to be doing the pastry, and that'll finish it up, okay? Bye-bye. This morning, I'm making the sausage, mixing the sausage for the sausage rolls, and I've got 5 pounds of sausage here because we're going to make a lot, and instead of crumbing bread to put in, I crumbed a packet of stuffing, and I think it'll turn out real good. So I've just got to get all this mixed, and then I've got the pastry all ready, which I might be better go over there and show you. Well, you all know how to mix pastry anyway. So the main thing is you have half a pound of shortening to a pound of flour, so it comes out nice and rich. So in my pastry mix I've got 5.5 pounds of flour.
Keep in mind this is for 4 cakes.
Not 4 cakes, it's for 4 mixing for
4 mixings for...
all the
I'm
sausage.
sorry.
So,
My grandma gave you the instructions.
so what I did, and if you're going to make a lot, I used this 5.5 pounds of flour. I put a pound of butter in this time, and a pound of shortening, and then a pound of margarine, and I mixed all that in to the pastry. Yeah, pastry has mixing has to be nice and crummy, you know, like breadcrumbs really, for it to come out nice. And then in a minute I'm going to mix the pastry and put a couple of, well, I won't use real egg, I'll use the egg beaters in it, and then, because we have a lot of eggs and a lot of stuff here. So in here then there was the 2 tablespoonfuls of onion, and I crumbed a packet of chicken stovetop stuffing, and I put in 1 egg, because the egg, you know, just helps to bind the sausage nice. And so hopefully we're going to get a lot of sausage rolls out of this. And in a bit, when I get the pastry done, we'll be rolling out. And the main thing is also, if I can get myself up over here. See, there it is, it's all mixed. So I'm going to go over here and I'll show you I won't be licking my fingers on this, I'll tell you.
Wait a minute, I haven't got it. Okay, are you ready now?
It is now. A pound of sugar. Okay, I'll go back to the beginning. This is for the pastry, and you all know how to mix that. However, I'm doing a lot because I'm going to make a lot of sausage rolls. So in here there's a 5.5 pounds of flour. I only put 2 teaspoonfuls of baking powder in, because I don't like too much baking powder in the pastry, makes it hard. And then I put 1 pound of butter, 1 pound of shortening, and also another pound of margarine. And then you get it, before you mix it up, get it nice and crummy, see, like this. And it really just looks like fine breadcrumbs. So we'll just cut it off there, and then we'll put it on in a minute when we start doing the sausage rolls. I should put a bit more margarine in here. Where's your onion?
Yes, it is. Can't see anything there now. Love, you've got it back to the... Now this is pastry baking.
Okay.
First of all, Grandma says she's going to do the sausage rolls first. She's got the sausage there, and this is how she does it. I'll let her take over now.
Okay. Now, all the pastry looks for about an eighth of an inch, you know, maybe a bit more than that, but anyway. So then I take some sausage, and it's quicker to do it this way than just do them individually. Then put a bit of sausage, about that much, for each roll. And I know that David likes them, and I know that Bryce likes them, and I'm not sure about Brandon, but I'm sure he would. And a couple of Margaret's kids are not that fond of the English cooking, but the majority are. Anyway, you'll not be getting any of these this year because the things are already gone down. So out of that little bit of pastry there, look, I've got 4 sausage rolls, and it's evenly cut. And I bring the pastry over, like you would in any case, in anything, and then back over again. I think I've still got this a bit thick, but still. And just press your
It looked a
finger
bit
down.
thick to me.
And just press your finger down between each one. Like I said, I'm not licking anything today. I always got into trouble with my mother for licking. She said, Mary, don't do that. But Mary always did, and I'm sorry. But anyway, there you go. See, and I'm cutting the surplus off because, you know, I like sausage rolls, but I don't like too much, you know, extra pastry on the things.
It looks too thick then.
Okay, and then I'm just going to take the fork, look, and put your fork marks down, and then I'm just going to, we haven't got it here either. Then okay, now I'm going to put the pastry brush, put some egg on the top, and then it makes them come out nice and brown. And then we've got always get all your tins ready before you start.
Have you greased them?
Yeah, they're all ready to go. And then I'll gradually fill the, you can't see from there, so I'll bring this one. Mine are really old, but it doesn't matter. They come out good. Put, see, about an inch apart, like you would for cookies, you know, not right on top of each other, just a little bit apart. And then I'm going to just do the top of them now with some egg, so you don't need to look at that. And then when we've finished the tray and it's cooked, I'll show you the cooked product. But just to go over, this is for to do a lot, okay? So I did 5½ pounds of flour, a pound of butter, a pound of regular shortening, you know, Crisco, and a pound of margarine. And I beat 2 eggs, and I used about 4 cups of milk in that. So you can see how it is there, look. So it's kind of ready to go. It rolled out quite well. And now, in the sausage, I got 5 pounds of sausage. I crumbed a packet of, this time, a packet of chicken stuffing. I did that. And then I put 1 egg in this, because you need an egg just to bind it, you know. So I bound it all up, and that's what your sausage should look like before you start putting it into the rolls. And they'll taste real good. I used to just put onion in, a grated onion in, and about 6 slices of crumbed bread. But I thought this time I'll try it this way, so I'm hoping it works out. But if you haven't got any stuffing, about 6 crumbed white bread, then mix them that all together in here, and then it comes out tasting nice. Sometimes I put a bit of poultry seasoning in, but I won't need to do that because I've used the other stuff. So that's as far as we go. We'll show you the finished products when we get it finished, and then after what the pastry that's left, I make mince pies, a couple of treacle tarts because Christopher likes them, Grandad likes them, and Kenneth likes them. So I'll do a couple of treacle tarts, and on the treacle tarts, all you do is lay the pastry, in here like you would for a pie. And if you haven't got real treacle, you can use the syrup, not the dark syrup, the light syrup, and put on, and then put about a handful of coconut on the top. So I'll show you that when I've got it finished. Of course, the jam pies, it's just the same, you know how to do those. So altogether, we've done altogether up to now, and this is about to be the end of the baking, thank goodness. We've done the Christmas cakes, we've iced the Christmas cakes, we've I showed you how to do the almond paste, and of course the icing. So then today now was the sausage rolls, and that's kind of the climax. And that's taking a picture of the wall. Anyway, that's it. That'll be my baking done for Christmas. And I'll be glad because I'm pretty tired. But anyway, I thought it would be nice to have it on video for you, and then your granddad can get busy doing a tape of each one to give to you, one for a family, and then you'll all have something to remember your grandpa and your grandma cooking, doing the Christmas cooking, and have a bit of fun. It's too bad Ken's not here, because he always puts his little antics in. But anyway, of course, he's at work, and I just couldn't wait for them. I mean, he's got too much to do Saturday. So I hope you all have a very happy Christmas and a very happy New Year. Then we'll put your granddad on it when we show the finished. He can show the finished products, and I'll manipulate. After all the baking and explanations, here's one of the finished cakes here. It's got the icing on and a Merry Christmas and a little decoration. And in England, you can buy proper wraps to go around the cake, but over here, of course, you can't get them, so I just make mine out of wax paper and just put that around and put a bow on. So that's the cake. These is all Christmas traditions in England. And here we are with the mince pies, and mine run over a little bit, but nevertheless they're another family tradition in England. And these are what my mum used to make, and mine turned out real good this year, so I thought I'd better show you them. These are little Bakewell tarts that she made, we used to make, and they've got the pastry at the bottom, jam on next, and then the mixture on top of that. It's just a regular, you can make it a regular cake mixture, you know, with a cup of sugar and a fourth of a pound of butter or margarine, and 2 eggs, a cup of flour. Like, mix them all like you'd make your mixing for your cakes, but these are made from scratch. And then you put this mixing on the top of the little tins. Now this is a famous, got broken a bit, but you've all seen one before. I really can't lift it up very well. This is a famous treacle tart and you put your treacle in the bottom, and if I haven't got treacle I just use the white baking syrup, you know, and then that's your coconut. Spread your coconut on the top and then bake it in the oven. This one didn't turn out very well because the tin was really too big. And of course the famous sausage rolls, and of course we've got a lot more of these. They're in the freezer, as your granddad would have eaten them all, but we'll be doing some when we come down to Panguitch. So they're the famous sausage rolls. So all that effort and time went into baking these. Of course these are just a few, just to show you what we did. And now we're just going to talk a little bit about Christmas. So I'm going to move in there and just sit down. So when you all taste the cakes and whatnot, I hope you'll all like them. I'm sure you will. They're not like the French, of course. They make really, you know, but with my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, we're all ready for Christmas now. And of course, as you can see, we have up here the Santa Claus and the snowman and all that. But really and truly, we have our nativity set over there on our stereo, and we have our Christmas tree up, and we thought we'd really decorate this year, as we hadn't been able to do so the last 3 or 4 years.
I'm just going to swing round and see if I
really
can
now,
let you see the Christmas tree.
Okay, and there's our Christmas tree, and our nativity set. See?
Merry Christmas to you all.